13 principles of the Draconic Wicca path, or maybe 13 principles of the Dragon's path. So my brothers and sisters, my name is Tim Heijen and I'm a Dragon Witch, and I would love to share with you a bit more about the unknown spirituality that is called the Dragon's path, used to call the Draconic Wicca, or maybe just the spirituality of the Dragon Witch. And there are actually no rules inside of our path. No rules, no strict rules anyways, only the rules that we create for ourselves. We all have our dragon eye, a triangle that connects you with your dragons. You and your dragons have a close bond together, and you will find out together what your principles are. But there are principles in general that I would love to share with you in Draconic Wicca or the Dragon's Path. The first of all is that there is no hierarchy inside of Draconic Wicca. There is no priest or leader. We don't have to listen to anyone. No one knows your dragon and no one knows your dragon eye. So no one can actually say to you who your dragon is going to be, what they want. That is completely up to you. So if there is someone who says that they are higher than you, that is not true. If you think that you are lower than me, that is also very much not true. We are all equals, all of us. And we cannot say to any one of us how our dragon is or how our dragon eye is. So there is no hierarchy in Draconic Wicca. There is no high priest, there is no high witch, there is no high priestess or whatever. There is only the dragons. And even the dragons are not higher than us. You are on equal level. The second one is natural creativity. And that is also what we all need inside of our Dragon's Path. Natural creativity born out of desire for the dragon. So like I said, in the hierarchy is the same thing. We cannot find any information about this. So we need to find it out ourselves. And there is no greater principle than to use your creativity, a natural creativity, not forced. Nothing is forced on the Dragon's Path. So don't force anything. Be creative in everything that you do inside of Draconic Wicca. We are the most creative witches of all of them. So use your love for the dragon and be creative. The third principle is that own feelings over the rules that you are creating, that you are feeling your own desire and your own feelings for the dragon. Your feelings have always has to come over everything else. Your feelings are everything. Follow your feelings, but not follow the feelings that you need to do this. You don't need to do anything. Something that you need to know from the dragons is that they don't need to do anything, and so as well as you. But your feelings, it's something to follow. Your feelings, this principle is actually very important, that you follow your feelings and desire for the dragon and be creative inside of this, like I said before. The next principle is that the dragon is above all humans. You might say, wow, what kind of a god is that? Well, actually, my brothers and sisters, I always saw from the moment that I felt the dragon, that the dragon is much more than humans, than any human. That humans are way below dragons. And that is what we all can feel. That is what we all have in common with. We all see and feel and experience the dragon as higher than any human in this world. And this is a principle that we all hold together. We see the dragon as much more than any humans. Humans, we might even see inside of our path as humans as inferior. But that is not the point of it. You just have to see inside of your spirit that dragons are much more higher than humans, than any average humans, you can say. So the next principle is to leave brothers and sisters find their own path inside of respect. That we see our spirituality, our brothers and sisters, you can say. We don't say what they have to do, but we are still connected to each other. Every dragon is connected to each other. So to have a lot of respect to brothers and sisters, and I have a lot of respect for you. That is the reason why I wanted to make videos like this. That I love your dragons and that I love you as well for being on the dragon's path to find your way. And that is beautiful, that we have to respect each other. I've seen a lot of respect, but I've seen also a lot of disrespect. And normally, this should also be something that we need to hold dear, that we have to have respect for each other. This principle is also very important, even though you can be very different from each other. Like I said, I'm a vegan because of the dragon. I'm also a vegan activist because of the dragon, and I love to share this with brothers and sisters, but they seem to be angry with this because they think that I want to put this inside of their throat. Well, actually, no, I just explain how the dragon made me respect life. That is it, and I want to share this with everyone, not only people on the dragon's path, but with everyone. What kind of wisdom that the dragon gave me. Freedom is everything is the next principle. Freedom is all. So you don't have to forget that the dragon is the most free being, that they cannot handle to even be locked up inside of a room, that they cannot. That is the worst thing that you can do to a dragon, and even much more than death. That is to lock them up, and that that they have no freedom. So this principle is also meant for you, that you have freedom. Always on this path, everything that you do, freedom is everything in this dragon's path. Next principle is do not harm unless protection. So don't harm anything. So don't attack anything. Don't be a bully, I want to say to it. Don't be a bully to anything. Dragons are no bullies. They are actually protectors of those who are weaker. And you should never stand with a bully or with anything that is going against it. Like, for example, hunters, they love to kill because they can do it, and they love to see just inferior beings than them dying in front of their feet. That is the worst thing that you can do in front of a dragon. You know, inside of the dragon's path is just that we do not harm anything unless it's protection, unless you are being attacked. That is what dragons are. They are defenders. That is why your dragon is a guardian, a defender of whenever someone is attacking you. So they are guardians. It's you. And that is what dragons are. Dragons are amazing guardians, but they are never attackers. And they, of course, inside of fantasy tales and whatever, they are being seen as attackers, but they are never attackers. They are always defenders. And that is the principle that I want to share with you, that dragons do not harm, they do not attack unless it's for protection. Next principle on Draconic Wicca is always question everything. So we are not blindly following anything. Inside of my path, in the beginning of the first years, I questioned all of it and what is happening. And everything that happened to me, I questioned all of it. Also with scientific facts, what happened in the past, I always, even to this day, always ask myself questions. And that is a principle that you should hold on to, that with everything that happens to you, even though there is no proof for the dragon, you can always question yourself things. Why is this happening? Why is a dragon with me? And why can I feel the dragon within? Always question everything. And the next one is also, compassion and empathy. That is a bit like, that is so strange about this, you know. When you talk about compassion and empathy, that people become angry for any reason. And that is what I don't understand from it. Normally it should be very natural for you to know that compassion and empathy is a part of the dragon's path, that you should feel actually all of the other beings in this world, that actually your dragon is not a human, that you should understand what it is to be not human. So with this empathy, dragons are great empaths, and you are the one that is also with empathy. You are the legacy of the dragon, and you also have this empath, the gift of empath and compassion, love, and respect for everything that Earth has created. I'm not only saying humans, of course not, about everything. Of course, that is the next principle. Dragons are real. Don't treat them as fantasy. So that is the mistake that so many people make, even people on the dragon's path, to see them as some kind of a fantasy, that dragons are not real. Well, this next principle is to never see the dragon as some kind of a fantasy, but as real as you and me, And that is where I questioned so many things in the beginning. In the beginning, I thought that I was going crazy, that the dragon was not real, but the dragon is very much real. You cannot go on the dragon's path if you think that dragons are fantasy. Dragons should be believed in. Believe in the dragon. That is, in fact, what I want to say with this next principle. Always believe in the dragon, believe in yourself, believe in everything that is going on inside of your head. Dragons guide. Nothing is a law. Yeah, of course. Dragons are guides and nothing is a law. That means that dragons, of course, they want to guide you and also within the law of themselves. So the next principle is what I want to say is that they and you, your dragon eye, you and your dragon are creating your own laws, your own, everything has a law inside of this world, but it's a human law. But you can go over that law. If you don't agree with the law of humans, then because your law says something different, then that is actually something to follow. That is what you should follow. For example, I'm giving you once again this example: hunters are allowed to kill, but I do not agree with that. Even though the law is behind them, I do not agree with that. And I feel so much darkness whenever I feel that. That is just an example. There are many examples that you can have, that you do not agree with the laws of anything else, that someone says you shouldn't do this because it's not allowed. Actually, you should actually see your dragon as, freedom. You are complete freedom. One of these principles said it, that you are free to do and think and whatever you want. That is what dragons are. And so that dragons are guiding you without a law. They are guiding you with a law that you want to follow. That is what I want to say with this principle. Nothing is a law, only your law. Nature is the creator. That is the next principle. Nature is everything. Tiamat, the dragon goddess, is seen as the earth and the water herself, the creation of life in itself. Of course, religions hate this, when you actually are worshipping the creation. But in this place, this is the next principle of Draconic Wicca. The creation and the creator is the same. And dragons are the embodiment of nature and the forces of nature. And that is what the next principle is. You are one with the dragon. You are one with nature. And that is the last, the 13th, I believe. I believe the last principle that I want to share with you. Only worship for love, not out of submission or fear. And or maybe that you want to be interesting or something like this. No, if you desire to worship the dragon, then do it with the greatest intent. That you don't do it out of submission, that you want to be lesser than them, or maybe higher than them, or maybe you just want to experiment. No, whenever you worship, really worship, then you should worship them like you worship your family, like you worship your loved ones, like you worship your children, something like this. Your worship shouldn't be made out of fear of submission. I used to worship Yahweh, the Christian God, out of fear. And that is a big no on the dragon's path, or Draconic Wicca. So the last principle that I want to share with you is only worship for love, not submission, fear, or forced worship. So my brothers and sisters, I hope that you understand a bit more. I hope that you can follow with all of these 13, I believe, 13 principles of Draconic Wicca that I wanted to share with you. I discovered all of these inside of the 19 years that I'm on the Dragon's Path. And of course, there are a lot more principles to it, but those are what I believe are the most important principles of Draconic Wicca. So my brothers and sisters, be blessed.